Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Hope you are great. So it looks like Black Friday was a flop, but I think it was not a flop because the number that they are giving is outrageous. On a serious note, the number they are giving is outrageous. Saying that people spent and a lot of money, like they spending sales from 4.1%. From there, it jumped to 9.1%, which is what? Which is actually too much. And I do not believe it. And a lot of people were asking, does it mean that their effort or what they are doing is not working and all that? Let me tell you something. Your effort, your boycott is showing. It shows. It's like it's glaring. Companies can feel it even. So this thing they are doing is just to mess up your brain to make you feel like your boycott or whatever you did is not working or never worked and all that. Because most time, like I took my time to go around to check the news and all that. There are some, I think CBS News and all that who actually studied that because they were like, US consumers spent a record of 11.8 billion online during Black Friday sales. That math ain't mathing. You and I to check it. I also saw videos of people in store finding out that the Black Friday is actually not Black Friday and they left. I told the story along the way. Let's get into this video.
I want to remind you all that mainstream media is corporate and billionaire owned, and we know who they have already bent the knee to. Think about who benefits from putting out messaging like this and what purpose it will serve, because it will serve to demoralize and discourage people from doing the hashtag blackout the system. If you know you did not spend money online or in person at these stores this Black Friday, then rest in that. We need to wait until these companies are forced to report their quarterly numbers before we react to this. But again, remember who owns mainstream media and who would benefit from disseminating stories like this. And read these articles from mainstream news media outlets with a very skeptical eye. Personally, I don't believe it, especially CBS News. Remember who owns CBS News? But any of them, ABC, NBC, CNN, remember, y'all, who owns these mainstream news media outlets. I want to remind you.
Morning, guys. Listen, quick note. Don't let these people kill your enthusiasm about the Black Friday boycott. Don't let these little so-called bomb headlines, dropping headlines, deter you from thinking that people did not stand on business, mainly black people, because we did. We did. They are lying about the numbers that came in. They are flat-foot lying. And it goes, even in the article, some TikToker was screaming her head off about telling us we can't do nothing. The boycott wasn't a success. The numbers they're reporting. Baby, you didn't even read the article. The full article said that less, and it wasn't even that far down in the article, but it said less items were sold and like a 9% increase in revenue. Less items were sold, which means that they took the price up on the items that they were selling, which is what people told you what they were going to do, because they knew that they were not going to get the numbers, the people in to shop like they wanted to, so they raised the price on stuff. And then they didn't even report what items were being purchased. We don't know if it was groceries, necessities, or the Black Friday shit. We don't know, because they didn't put it in there. And if they're not being that forthcoming with all the information, they just dropping numbers, they lying. They trying to kill your enthusiasm. They trying to make you go, oh, it's not working, so we might as well all stop. No, don't fall for the okie dokie. Just because somebody gets out here and yells their head off and said we didn't, and try to criticize and put us down, don't believe that. You know what you did and you know what you didn't do. But we also know what this system is set up to do. We also know that all these people are in this together. And I mean, I say all these people, all these millionaires and billionaires, all these controllers of the mainstream media, all these owners of these companies and these stores, they're all in it together. So of course they put their heads together and say, we're gonna lie. I want you to print this. Who still believe in mainstream media? Who's still honestly taking mainstream media at their word? If that's you, I need to tell you, sweetie, you need to quit because they're making a fool out of you. Mainstream media is not on your side. Mainstream media is not the working class friend. Mainstream media is in the bed with the millionaires and the billionaires because they're the ones that own mainstream media. They are all in cahoots. Stop being so easily deceived. Look, the bottom line is this. Everybody knows their pockets cannot even afford a Black Friday sale. Everybody also knows these Black Friday sales ain't shit. So why would it surprise anybody to see that the numbers weren't what they were supposed to be? They had already stopped going Black Friday shopping to the degree they used to, even before all this stuff happened. But now with all this inflation and all these price hikes, people definitely ain't gonna be going out here doing what they used to do. So it's all a lie. If you take 2 seconds to think, you'll see, they trying to gaslight you. Anyway, congratulations on standing up because you did. I don't care what nobody says. You did what you were supposed to do. Congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back. Check out the numbers next quarters and find out you did the damn thing. Y'all have a good.
So this headline right here, it is not telling you the whole story. And let me show you something, because once you dig into the data, it creates a much different picture. Both Adobe Analytics and Salesforce note that shoppers are buying less items, and those items are costing more. And what's interesting about this report is they cite inflation for the reason why these things are costing more, but they don't mention tariffs, which is weird because we already know that tariffs are driving up the cost of goods. So it's are they scared to even mention it? Either way, the story is that we are buying less items and we're spending more for those items.
You should be trying to finding a way to eliminate these corporations from your life. I have not been back to Target or Walmart in over a year. Instead, I believe that we should be looking for clear alternatives to replace these corporations forever. I am never going back to Target. I am never going back to Walmart. I am never going to associate myself and pay for Amazon products. Why? Because they are funding my demise. And as Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. These corporations, the people behind these corporations, have made it very clear how they feel about Black people. And if you continue to give them money, that is insane. Now, for those of us trapped in food deserts that have been created by corporations like Walmart, we have to work harder to give our people access to Black-owned grocery stores so that they are not forced to go to Walmart. And Walmart, by the way, has a whole bunch of food that you can't even eat. So they're literally feeding us garbage on top of funding our demise. And there's a long list of companies that are involved in this. Home Depot, Publix. It's wild out here. I think you should join my Forever boycott. If you would like to donate to the BRC to help fund our programs and community actions, hit the link below this video or the link in my bio, depending on where you're watching this from. As always, I love you, Black man. I love you, Black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
I think they're lying about these record-breaking numbers when it comes to Black Friday, and I think that they're lying because it's easier to then deny people of their basic needs if they can say, oh, well, people were shopping for things that they really don't need during a time where they claimed that they didn't have the money. We are at a point in history where we are at record breaking numbers of people without jobs and housing. So I don't necessarily see these numbers coming from the average day-to-day person. However, I do think that the day-to-day person that is participating in this consumerism, you are literally doing everybody a disservice, because what they can easily say is, oh, we fired 18,000 people at Amazon, but we were still able to keep up with the production and the shipping while underpaying and overworking our people. And when folks get on here talking about pocket watching and hating pocket watching, the government is your biggest pocket watch. And folks are giving them all of the information necessary to not change a damn thing. So while folks may get on here and complain about the price of groceries and rent, while simultaneously making videos or comments about things like inflation of Ticketmaster prices while still purchasing the ticket, or complaining about the price of a necessity while still showing that you are able and willing to purchase things that you don't need, you are feeding into the machine that you are willing to do whatever is necessary with the.
You know what I love about the time that we're in right now is we'll see articles that say record high, I think it was $11.8 billion spent on Black Friday, and every single person will look at that and be like, they're lying. That's bullshit, right? And the devil's in the details, because in the article itself, it just talks about the amount of money that was spent, not the amount of items that were purchased, right? And so we can, without argument, agree that that's due to inflation, and due to inflation and everything being so expensive, that buying simple necessities is a lot of money being spent, even if you're not buying all the same items that you used to, right? Because it's been like, if anything, it shows that they're robbing us blind and that they're overcharging us for absolutely no reason. Because I'm sorry, I don't know a single person, like, I don't know a family member, a friend who went Black Friday shopping. I know people who have been shopping, like buying things they need. I don't know anybody who was like, oh, I'm going to go Black Friday shopping. Not a single person. And I grew up in a time where Black Friday shopping was a thing. Like, I went with my parents. I went with my mom. Like, you prepped for Black Friday. We went super early in the morning. We might have not been sitting in lines, but we went super early in the morning. So I know ball. Okay? I know ball. So I don't know anybody, now that I'm almost 35, a mother myself. I don't know anybody my age, older, younger, who are like, oh, I'm going to wait till Black Friday to buy that. I'm not even going to wait till Cyber Monday. No one even cares about that, because now we're picking up on the schemes. Now they're actually making things way more expensive during these specific sales that they're saying that we can save on, and actually making it more expensive than it would be on a regular average day without the holidays. And so we know they're scamming us. And I think that's the only good thing about the Trump administration, is that they have made scamming people and just like flat out lying to people so like apparent that you would be an oblivious fool if you didn't look at something and go, that's not right. That's not right. That's a lie. Right? Like, when you see anything, job reports, anything at all, you can actually look at these things and be like, it's not real, and you're not going to be a conspiracy theorist. Like, I won't think you're a conspiracy theorist for seeing numbers being reported and going, I believe that's a lie, or the truth is in the details, which is in the contents of the article. Because, everybody's not reading articles. But now when I see a headline, I'm like, that's inflammatory. That's just to get you to read it. Because when you finally read it, you're like, okay, but that's not what the title is. No, right? So like, now we all know they're playing in our face. And again, thanks to the Trump administration for being so awful, so scammy, we're able to look at these things and go, yeah, they're lying. They're twisting the truth. They're doing it just to get people's attention, because then you read it or you find out the information and you're like, yeah, they're lying. Same thing with the jobs report. That's probably why they're not putting out October job report. That's why they're not giving us clear and concise numbers for a lot of things, because the numbers are probably really awful. The truth of the matter is, no one's spending money. No one's buying. The housing market is obviously showing that. No one's buying. The car market is showing that, right? Everybody's getting laid off. Who's buying these things? Like, at some point, people are running out of money. And they're running out of money that they need to survive. They're not going Black Friday shopping. They're not buying new cars. There's hundreds of millions of people in the United States. So are some people doing it? Yeah, but I doubt that's even crushing the 100,000 threshold of human beings. People are buying necessities. People are using this time to buy necessities and exchange the necessities with each other. They are not just frivolously spending. And again, I don't think it's because people are trying to be better with their money. The economy is killing people. Just because media and typical economist reports and whatever are unwilling to, like, say recession, I don't need the words recession to pop up to articulate what we are actually experiencing. We are, in fact, experiencing a K-shaped economy in which the bottom half, which is middle class and the poor, are in a recession. Saying it on primetime news, saying it on Fox, CNN, MSNBC is irrelevant to me. I don't care if those people in the upper echelons are weighing whether or not we're in a recession because they're waiting on the stock market to represent that. When every single person in your everyday life is weighing buying groceries or paying bills, you know you are in a physical recession. You are operating where people are suffering at the same time. Then costs are going up. At the same time, people are losing jobs, not because they're doing bad, not even because the layoffs are necessary, but because we have greedy corporations doing what they're doing. Because we have an awful government that is starving people. So I don't actually want to hear people aren't saving money. I'm not buying into it. People are saving money. And it's not because we become uber responsible. We are being backed into a corner. And I don't think people are saving money just because they want to. They don't have a choice. It's either that or be homeless.
Biggest Black Friday scam was just unearthed by a gamer who accidentally became a journalist. Meet AJ, the woman who just accidentally blew the top off of the biggest Black Friday scam to date. She got super excited when she saw these villages were going to be half off. This is what she gets, and then she decorates them, throws glitter on them to make these Christmas villages for her house. But when she got to the store, yes, it was marked for 50% off, but the tag was marked for $12.99. Keep in mind, this is the exact village she just happened to have a screenshot of, where regularly it's $6.49. So sure, it was marked 50% off. 50% off of even this marked up $12.99 is actually $6.50. She was pissed when she realized she was actually about to spend a penny more on this 50% off Black Friday sale than she would have had she bought it a week prior. But it gets way worse. Because you may recognize this store, this is at Michael's, and you might be like, no, I went Black Friday shopping and they had a ton of 40 and 50% off. Yes, she saw this too, but everywhere where they had one of these Black Friday sale signs, all of the actual barcodes, like the original barcodes that live with these items, had been ripped off. We're talking all of the barcodes, so that all you saw was this new marked down 50-40% off sign. She still wasn't done. Knowing that this was the price that she should have been paying, knowing that the $12.99 was a huge markup, AJ then went to one of the check price scans. If you didn't know, any of the check price aisles have this red box at the aisle, so you know when you're looking around the store and you want to check a price for something, you just look for this red box above the aisle and the scanner's going to be on that aisle. Guess what? When she went to the check price aisle, the check price machine that's on this pole was gone. He then went through the entire Michael's store, and every single check price machine had been taken off of the pole, nowhere to be found. She starts checking all of the 40 and 50% off items listed for this Black Friday sale and found that every single item marked for the Black Friday sale was a scam. To top it off, that's right, we still have another piece to this puzzle. You also were unable to use any of Michael's coupons for this Black Friday sale. So they are offering you 40 to 50% off of items that they've more than doubled, and then took away your ability to use their coupon where they'll offer you 50% off one item that you normally can use on something that's already been like discounted or reduced or put on sale. None of that was allowed. So not only are they marking up the prices, they're taking away every possible way you could have actually gotten a deal, while forcing their employees to hide the fact that they're committing fraud, while also removing every machine within the store that would have told on them. And all of this came to light because one woman wanted to add to her Christmas village this year and happened to have taken a screenshot of the exact villages she was looking for.
Online Black Friday sales hit a record high this year. Americans spent almost $12 billion online for Black Friday. And you're probably thinking that people are spending more money and buying more things, but actually what ended up happening is people spent more, but people bought less. So when everyone was saying, oh, we're not going to be buying as much this year during Black Friday, they meant that. People did not buy as much, but the prices went up. And so, again, we've hit another year of record high sales. And Honestly, I think that they just inflate the prices so much because they know people aren't going to be buying as much, and so they can still hit their goal of breaking whatever record for profits that they're bringing in. Because people did not buy as much. People literally did not buy as much, but at the same time, there are record-breaking profits from online Black Friday sales. How does that even add up? If people are buying less, how are you guys getting record amounts of money in profits from online Black Friday? That's just telling us that they are inflating the prices so much. And I believe it's intentional because they knew people wouldn't be buying things during this holiday season as much. And so they just inflated the prices so fucking much to where no matter what, people are going to buy less, but they're still going to be making more money. When does that make sense? It is literally Black Friday. People bought less than before, but there is a record-breaking profit of $12 billion that was spent online for Black Friday with less items being bought. Like, they just literally inflate the prices to hell. They literally just inflate the prices as much as they can because they know items aren't going to be bought as much as they usually are, so they can still make record-breaking profits. That's literally what that is.
I wanted to speak on a few things when it comes to the mass blackout or the economic blackout. I say economic blackout because some people went to work, but they didn't spend. Mass blackout is both no working and no spending. Whichever one you did, thank you, by the way. But there are some numbers that are coming out, and it's discouraging. I did see that sales did increase by like 9% online. We don't know what the in-stores look like yet. But early numbers from credit card companies and banks say that went up as well. So just so we're clear, that $11.8 billion or something dollars that you saw didn't come from the stores. All of this stuff is coming from credit card companies and banks. People did spend, but we don't know where, and we don't know exactly who benefited from it. For all we know, that money could have gone straight to small businesses. But we don't know that. We won't know until January in February. And I'm seeing videos across all social media. I'll post some here where the stores were empty. That's a big deal. Online sales is one thing, but online sales only make up 30% of the overall revenue. If the other 70% took a hit, lots of heart attacks, sleepless nights, if that's the case. Also, ask yourselves this question. If Black Friday was so successful, why are they extending it? They're doing it again this upcoming week. And yet, they made a lot of money. So I think we should wait until the real numbers come out. We won't see that until January, February-ish, when they do the quarterly earnings. Also keep this in mind. This has only been going for a few weeks. The blackout movement, whether it's economic blackout or mass blackout, we ain't buying, we ain't working. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So don't be discouraged if it does come out that people spent. That's okay. We'll keep trying. A lot of people spoke on this. We already had people believing in the movement, so just because it wasn't successful doesn't mean it was a failure. You learn from your experience, you try again later, and keep going until you're successful. And this is coming from somebody that initially did not think something like this would work, because America, that's all we do is work and spend. But you know what? A lot of people spoke up about it. Big content creators. We have over 100 organizations invested in this movement. And they want to keep going past Black Friday. This cause has legs. People believe it can be effective. Quite honestly, the next step from a peaceful music festival where we hit the streets is this. This is the next step, but we have to keep building on it. It's not going to happen overnight. It needs time to grow. It needs time to learn how to walk before it could run. So don't be discouraged. We're just getting started. There's no such thing as failure. It's all just a learning experience. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Stay hopeful, trust your gut, and always know you're not crazy.
Just so y'all know, the boycott is working. It is working. They don't want you to know that because that would scare them shitless. So they have to make sure that we know, no, you guys, you failed at this. The reason I know this is working because they are talking about dollars spent and not items bought. Think about what's happened this year. We have had this situation going on with tariffs and inflation. And when you combine those two factors and then the amount of dollars spent, of course there's more money being spent. You know what they're not reporting right now? In-store traffic nationwide was down. Not to mention, wait till we see the reports on excess inventory. That really kills companies in the long run. But this is going to prove that we did have an impact. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to get excited and gain momentum from this, because that would hurt them in the long run. Because here's the truth, corporations are terrified of you realizing something very simple. If millions of people hesitate on spending money on one weekend alone, they're going to lose money in the long run. If millions of people shift even a fraction of their spending, they lose power. If millions learn that they can spend less and spend locally, the system cracks. This blackout made an impact. Do not let them convince you of anything different. Focus on data. Focus on the big picture. Do not look at the headlines they are trying to feed you. Your spending is leverage, and they are scared of you figuring that out. So keep it up.
Hey y'all, so hope everybody had a good Monday, back to the grind this week. Wanted to point out that I know that we have a lot going on with boycotting, etc. Today was still a day that we're supposed to be boycotting. And I know a lot of people are getting discouraged because they keep seeing headlines like this, that spending was up, etc., etc. I think what we need to understand is they lie, okay? And they put this kind of stuff out to make us think things are one way when and they don't give you all the information, right? So spending is up and it gets people discouraged. And the whole point of this, it's a scheme that Todd came up with to come to us with the bullshit, because they do this so that people will start to say, well, what's the point of boycotting when people are shopping anyway? I might as well go shop. But what they don't tell you is, one, it's up because of tariffs. It's up because shit costs more. So that doesn't mean that people were still spending. That doesn't mean that people were buying in record numbers, because they do not take into account when they post this crap that we had 4 or 5% increases in tariffs. Things are more expensive. So of course, even if you get some people buying, if the items are more expensive, it's going to look like we spent more when people got less than what they got last year. But they don't tell you that in these articles because they want you to believe it's not working. Why? Because if you believe the boycott is not working and you consume, it only helps these corporations. It helps these people who are getting, these CEOs who are getting millions of dollars and their bonuses. You got to remember, it's the end of the year. Black Friday is called Black Friday because that's the day that these companies finally go into the black and make their money. So they want you to believe that it was so good that people will be like, well, forget it. I might as well go shop because the boycott's not working. They're lying. Another thing they don't point out is that a lot of this could be credit card sales. And while we know that people use their cards, we know that people right now are using their cards even more because people are in financial situations. People are struggling. So they're using credit cards to pay for things that they normally wouldn't use. I can guarantee you a lot of people put their Thanksgiving dinners on a credit card. For sure. Because people are struggling, especially if you look at all the people that weren't getting paid for a month, didn't get back pay. Those people are catching up on their bills. Do you really think that they had the money to go out and buy Thanksgiving food and they're still catching up on their bills that got behind because of the shutdown? Absolutely not. I can guarantee you most people, to be able to celebrate the holiday, we really shouldn't be celebrating, but that's a whole nother video. Go see that video. But they literally probably use credit cards to pay for that stuff. And so they don't tell you that either. The reality is we will see what the numbers really look like when we can see their numbers at the end of the year. Because you got to remember, a lot of these large companies are publicly traded companies. Therefore, they have to release their numbers. And I don't know if y'all realize this or not, but a lot of times if you go to websites of publicly traded companies and you go all the way to the bottom of their page where they'll have like contact us and stuff, there's generally, if they're a publicly traded company, an investor relations section, and you can see, because they have to declare their money, right? And what they made, lost, etc. So you can see it on there. It'll be very interesting to see come January, because the quarter ends in December,
what the numbers really look like, and if the sales were really where they think they were, and how it looks year over year based on previous numbers. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, they're lying.
It's the Tuesday after Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and according to most major news sources, AP, Reuters, Yahoo Finance, etc., spending was up. Y'all spent a lot of money during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Y'all didn't go shopping, but y'all damn sure fucked up the bag on some online shopping, right? And so I'm feeling the kind of way because y'all said that we were going to protest with our dollar. We were going to show our discontent with our shopping habits, right? We were going to show the powers that be that we're fed up and we are withholding our spending power. However, according to these outlets, we didn't do that. So there's a couple explanations. Either these news sources are lying, which I don't put it past them, right? Like, I'm not a conspiracy type of guy. However, I don't blindly trust the media.
This is all I got from this video. And the truth is that I am not going to tell at this point that a lot of people shop, right? Why am I saying this? I am saying this because though I saw people in stores during this period, Cyber Monday and all that, Thanksgiving, and but I cannot tell if people spent a whole lot this holiday. But I feel like people, because a lot of people are woke, people did not want to shop. And moreover, things are quite very expensive now. So, but the number they are giving is too much. How did they arrive at that number? Within how many days, or how many, like, Cyber Monday, today is what, Wednesday. Cyber Monday will happen just 2 days ago, and just Tuesday they were already to draw, like, how much that was spent and all that. I think the math, I ain't math in my own words. And also I saw people that also went shopping and then discovered that there was actually no Black Friday. Okay, on Friday, there was actually no Black Friday, and the Cyber Monday was not even Cyber Monday. Why? Because it's discount. The discount they were giving, guess what people did? People decided to also, when there is a price tag on it, I have done this several times when I go shopping, where I don't like shopping when they say that there is discount, because that discount is usually not discounting. So this is how to tell if a company is doing good sales or not. Usually they have price tag on a cloth or on a whatever you are buying, and then behind that price tag, there is also another price tag. So people decided to remove the price tag only to find out that they were buying higher than it was. The same, correct, right? And I am like, what the hell is wrong with people? And I didn't know this today. I've known this for years. Why? How did I know? It's almost 5 to 6 years that I knew. I went to the store I saw a shoe. I don't know if it was Nike or which Adidas, but it's probably Nike because I'm usually a Nike person. So I went to the store to buy shoes. Get in there. The price was okay. It wasn't bad, right? I said, I'm not sure I need this, but let me just go. Maybe maybe Black Friday, I will come back to see if there is difference. So on Black Friday, I went back and the price was higher. I left. So I went to another store. That is a very huge store. And I saw that they were doing sales. So I took the cloth. I think I was buying clothes for my brother. I took the cloth and went to just walking around and all that, stopped somewhere, like I was checking something, decided to open. I opened it. I found out that the price they are selling was higher than it was. I dropped it. I didn't buy that product anymore. So this is, a lot of people went to the store to do this, found out, and they left the store. So the number is actually, for me, it is not numbering. So at this point, I don't know if it is a failed Black Friday or boycott. But one thing I know for sure is that the boycott is working, sincerely speaking. Just that they are trying to make it look like, you guys are boycotting, but people are still shop, or people shopped more. But yeah, whichever way, I will draw the curtain here. Bye for now.